find clues and look on the ground for, like, footprints and shit.
Yep.
You had to, like, explore around, and, like, there was time-sensitive, like, cutscenes that would play depending on, like, which ride you got on at a certain time.
Yeah.
And I always remember, like, the voice acting was always super goofy, like...
Oh, yeah. They put a lot of effort into it, which is, like, I guess not surprising for a Barbie game, but I mean, a little surprising. Like,
and with all these games, you could print out your junior detective badge.
Yeah.
Which I think you did once, and it wasted an entire thing of ink.
Yeah, I think it was a whoopsie.
But, I was like that, and then, like, one thing that was cool about it was it randomized every time you played it.
Yeah, kind of like the putt-putt games.
Yeah, like, there would be things in, like, different places, like, the person behind it always could change at times, and other people could be more allies than others, because everyone came off as a sketch in that game.
Yeah.
You always, and I remember, Hey guys, I'm Bill, also known as the Barbie Games on Instagram.
And I'm Alex, his sister, who brings only chaos.
And together we are the Gaming and Collecting Podcast, a mostly video game centered podcast.
But half the time, we just talk about anime.
And that collecting thing, well, that's mostly just an implication at best.
So come along and enjoy us on this adventure
as we discuss the games that shaped us. So, how you been?
What was the last? We recorded last weekend?
Yes, we did.
Yes, we did. Alright, it's been a week. It was a short week.
But it felt like a long week.
It did. It did feel like a long week.
Because they always do.
They always do. You're always like, yeah, short week. And then you live and you're like, fuck, this sucks.
Mm-hmm.
But many things are happening. Many things are happening right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm stressed. I'm really stressed out. But it's fine. We're surviving.
You're tired.
Yeah, I'm really tired. I went out last night with some work friends, which was really fun, but I haven't, like, drank beer in a while, and that was, like, the first time I have, and I was like, ugh. I feel like shit today.
You're a little hungover.
You know, a little bit. I'm so tired. Can't wait to go to bed.
Yeah. I went home and packed, so that was my weekend.
Yeah, because, I mean, I guess we can just, I mean, if you're packing, I guess you can insinuate that we're going to be moving soon, which is good, you know, it's exciting. There's a lot going on, and we'll probably do, like, honestly, we could probably do a whole podcast on just the process of how not fun it was. Ugh. But, but we're almost there. We're getting close. The end of August. Woo!
Yep. But other than that, it's been pretty standard. Nothing too crazy's happened.
Yeah, I packed all my figures up, so now they're all in boxes, and it makes it look like I have so many less figures than I actually do. But just means I need to buy more.
Yeah. Yeah, but other than that, right now it's still early, so I'm drinking a black cherry seltzer water.
Polar. And I'm drinking Sprite.
Because Alex developed a Sprite addiction.
I don't know why. I'm just like, I haven't had Sprite in so long. I had it recently, and I'm just freaking. But it's not like I drink only Sprite. Like, I'll drink, like, you know,
water.
when it's yeah. Or coffee. But sometimes I like to have a little Sprite, and I usually get the 0-calorie one, too.
But other than that, it's been pretty good. Your cat almost beat you up this morning.
Yeah,
You were
she
harassing
does
her.
that. Yeah, I do. But I love her. And I love to smother her. I got it on video the other day. I was like mean. I was like cuddling her, or smothering her, as my family likes to say. And I was giving her kisses, and then she like makes these like clicking noises, like these weird noises. And she'll go, and then she'll go after, and I caught it on camera, and it was really funny.
Yeah. She almost got her shit wrecked.
Yeah.
But, anyway.
I'm sorry.
Anyways.
If I made you yawn, you can yell at me. I deserve it. Ow. I was just attacked.
But anyways, our topic for this week is pretty fascinating because it's very much something Alex knows a lot about.
It is?
Yeah, I'd say so. You played him every day back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
So, in a previous episode, like way back, like episode 15, I want to say.
Well, we talked about our old PCs.
We talked about our PC gaming memories, and we had mentioned that we had owned those really shitty Patriots computers.
Hey, they weren't shitty. They were great for the time.
No, they weren't.
They were great for us at the time. They worked for us.
Yeah, but in terms of computers, they were pretty shit. But yeah, they were the Hot Wheels and Barbie computers.
Yep.
And Alex had the Barbie computer.
Yes.
And with it came a lot of Barbie video games.
Heck yeah.
Plus all the other ones that you got in along with those.
Oh, yeah.
And...
But what a Barbie. Barbie was the shit back then.
Yeah, and you had like 1,000 of them.
I had a ton. Well, I had a bunch of them. Like, because, they were, kid-friendly. So Mom could, our mom felt good about buying them. And they were kids' games, so...
Well, not even that. I mean, you had the dolls in general, too.
Oh, yeah, I had the dolls.
Tons of those.
I have a lot of the dolls, and then I remember as I grew up, I started with Barbies, and then I got, the Bratz dolls, because they were, the cooler ones. And then after that, I kind of just stopped. I, grew out of the dolls, but it was Barbies and Bratz. But
yeah.
Right now, we're just going to talk about Barbies.
Yeah, because those video games, I swear to God, you just played nonstop for about all of your childhood.
Yeah, well, we had them on the PC, and they were fun for me to play, so I enjoyed them all.
Yeah. So, what was the first one you can remember?
The first one I can remember is Barbie Magic Hairstyler, and it was basically just you were given Barbie's head, and you basically could style her hair for specific events, but I think you could also do it for fun. So I think one was you styled her for a costume party, and then one was a wedding, and then another was her career, and then the final one was a dream date. So, and you had to style her based off that. But I remember as a kid, I'm looking at photos now, and it's so funny because the styles are very of the time.
What, even the 90s?
Yeah, the 90s. But also just looking at the monstrosities people made.
Oh, wait, and some of the monstrosities you made.
Oh, yeah, no, because I know I definitely... This is right up my alley of monstrosity.
Yeah.
Just bizarre looking, but you could, change the makeup, you could change the hair, you can change the eye color.
It was funny.
They also had different skin tones, which is nice for the time as well.
I always remember because they always... that game concept is the thing that all Flash games just did after a while. They just dress up character things.
Yeah.
Don't you want to dress up Sonic?
No. No.
You don't want to dress up Sonic?
No, I don't.
What about Crash Bandicoot?
No.
Mario?
No.
Gex?
I've already said no. What do you think the rest of my answers are going to be?
What about Luffy?
Fuck yeah!
But yeah, anyway, so it was...
If it's One Piece, then sure. Yeah, but it is kind of funny looking at what you're saying is true. This was kind of the first one of a huge genre of dress-up games.
I want to talk about dated. Just look at that cover.
No, this is the cover. We're looking at Magic Hairstyler.
Oh.
I didn't have that one.
Oh, right. Yeah, it's still pretty dated.
Oh, yeah, no. The hairstyles were very dated for the time.
Good old Mattel Interactive.
But that was the first one I had. And then the next one I had... Let me see. I'm going through. There's this whole list. to see if I had this one. Ocean Discovery. I don't think so. So the next one I had is pretty infamous in the Barbie community, and it was Detective Barbie.
What do you mean infamous? That game's great.
No, I mean, well, infamous is like... I'm not meaning... What's another word for, like... it's a cult classic in the Barbie community. That's what I meant.
I was going to say, I was like, infamous? That game's great. Not infamous.
A cult classic. Like,
so stupid, but I love it.
It was a really fun game. So basically, it started you as Barbie, but you were a detective.
Yeah, just at a high school. We were detectives, and we were on holiday.
Yep.
For our next case.
Yep.
I just remember that. And Ken got kidnapped.
Oh yeah, it was Ken who got kidnapped.
Yeah, Ken got kidnapped, and the prize money for the fair.
No! Fuck Ken, I want that money!
I always remember this game because it was like, it had like hundreds of pre-programmed names like into the game's code. And like, it was like any name, including like 5,000 different versions of like different names. Like, I think there was like 6 different ways to say Colleen.
Yeah.
And like, it was like, who had the time to like... My favorite too was like the names that were so similar that you'd click on both and it's literally the same voice clip.
Yeah.
It's like, huh.
It was definitely funny. Like, they definitely put a lot of effort into the game.
Well, it was one of those ones that used like pre-rendered graphics. There was no 3D models. So you explored this like carnival world and you had to like find clues and look on the ground for like footprints and shit. Yeah. You had to like explore around and like there was time sensitive like cutscenes that would play depending on like which ride you got on at a certain time.
Yeah.
And I always remember like the voice acting was always super goofy. Like.
Oh yeah, they put a lot of effort into it, which is like I guess not surprising for a Barbie game, but I mean, a little surprising. Like
and with all these games, you could print out your junior detective badge.
Yeah.
Which I think you did once, and it wasted an entire thing of ink.
Yeah, I think it was a whoopsie.
But I was like that, and then like one thing that was cool about it was it randomized every time you played it.
Yeah, kind of like the putt-putt games.
Yeah, like there would be things in like different places, like the person behind it always could change at times, and other people could be more allies than others, because everyone came off as a sketch in that game.
Yeah.
You always, and I remember because like I remember you got the shit scared out of you back in the day when you first saw like the crook.
Oh,
because
yeah.
he takes the form of this shadowy figure in a trench coat and a fedora, just running around. It's like, as a kid's game, I remember it scared the shit out of you. Because you were like, I need you to do it for me.
Well, as a kid, it's scary, you know? And, like, especially, like, at this time when we had this, I think I was, like, 4? Like, I was a child. Like
the roller coaster scenes, whenever that guy appeared, it would always play, like, this weird, like, Beach Boys style music.
Yeah.
It was all like, do-do-do-do-do-do. It's like, what?
The music was funny in that game. It was fun, and like you still people today like talking about it and doing playthroughs online.
I've seen many streams from like adults playing it. It had sequels too, although I don't think we ever played the
No,
sequel.
we never experienced the sequels.
We only played the Carnival Caper.
Carnival Caper.
Barbie.
Yeah.
And what's funny is though she had like male names programmed in too. And it's just funny.
Joseph. Carl.
It was in there.
Frank.
It had so many voices.
Hey, they were giving everyone. I just laugh at the person who had to record all of those.
Whoever Barbie's VA was at the time.
Yeah.
It's because everyone is like recorded and it's great. And you could just keep clicking on them and making them say the names.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure was very annoying back in the day.
Yep. The next game I had was called Barbie Riding Club, and if you don't know what that means, it's horseback riding.
Yes.
Get your mind out of the gutter.
Adventure Riding Club.
Adventure Riding Club.
Which one was this one? Because I remember there was 2 horse games you played.
I know this one was like you just like, I think it was more you got to dress up your horse, take care of the horse, and then like you went on horseback rides, but like I believe they were like preloaded like just videos based off what your horse looked like.
And you'd have to like find like there was like mysteries and stuff too, wasn't there?
There
like
was?
Wasn't there like side paths you could take, and there was like a
Oh,
weird story
I
line?
think so. I think like you could race people, and I think you could find things like you found like this one, like you found like a lost
Yeah, I remember that
pony.
game because you played the shit out of that back in the
Yeah,
day.
or broken fences. Yeah, there was a whole bunch, and I remember this one was actually pretty fun. You got to like dress up the ponies.
Well, there was a decent amount of content, especially for a girls like kids game
Yeah,
back in the day, because those games took. So that was the plus side to being a girl versus a boy at the time, because the Hot Wheels games, most of them were like you'd finish them in like a day.
yeah.
Those took you forever to finish because you were constantly playing those.
Yeah, well, and I think like the detective one too, it also gave you multiple routes and stuff that you could do and follow. And I mean, the thing is this game was, to make money. It was to make money and be like, oh, okay, you can play the game and you can have your matching Barbie with her pony as well.
As most of these games were.
Yeah, most of these games were, but I remember this one being. I kind of forgot about this one, and then I saw it, and I was like, "Oh, that looks really fun."
So there's another horse one that we'll get to later that I always mix the two up. But this is the I remember this one more just because I remember those pre-rendered graphics and I remember
Yep.
finding like all the shortcuts and stuff.
Yeah, this one. That one was definitely.
I always remember too because you had to time it out during the sections where like you're from the POV because you'd have to watch for like certain landmarks to know when to get like stop
Yeah.
to find like all the secrets,
Yeah.
which was kind of cool. Another pre-rendered graphic game though.
And then another one that I had that was also a horse game. I think I would say it's probably not the equivalent, but I had it also for like it's Barbie Race and Ride, for the PlayStation 1. I have like a feeling that like my copy didn't work. I don't know why. I feel like I don't remember it working.
Alex, this game has a 6 on like. So this game's ratings are Consoles Plus gave it a 6%. GameSpot must have been paid off because they gave it a 7.5. Player One gave it 5%. Daily Radar gave
Out
it
of
1
how many percents?
100.
Oh, okay.
Daily Radar gave it 1 out of 4, and the Review Busters gave it 1 out of 10. These are the only companies that I believe reviewed it.
Huh.
So I don't think your copy was broken. I think the game itself was broken.
Alright, because I don't, like, even I'm looking at pictures, I don't have any recollection of this game. So it must have just sucked so bad that it was to the point where, like, we just didn't even play. Because I remember the cover. Like, I know I own this. I had a physical copy of this, but I do not remember anything about the game.
No,
So I don't know if it just didn't freaking work or something, but...
it's very likely. Very, very likely.
Oh, yeah! So the next one is another computer game, but this one I played a whole bunch. Barbie Super Sports.
Oh, geez, this one. I remember this one because it was also on PlayStation at the time.
I think for me, I only had a copy on the PC.
I think you rented it once, though, at Blockbuster. Remember those kids?
Yeah.
You rented it once at Blockbuster, and you were like, ooh, it's a different game. And you were like, it's the same game. This is dumb. I'm like, Alex. What did you think?
Well, I remember this one especially because, like, you went around and played sports, but one of the ones was roller skating.
And you could just free roam the roller skating rink.
Yeah, and you just, like, you roller skated around everywhere, and I think you, like, got points if you, like, did certain jumps and stuff. But I also remember there was, like, banana peels everywhere. So, like, if you ran over a banana, you'd, like, fall. And I just remember, I don't know why, but I would, like, purposely run into them to make Barbie fall.
Because you thought it was funny. And you were like, he fell.
It was funny. It is funny. Barbie.
I love the soundtrack being really goofy, too.
Yeah, I remember it had a lot of goofy music. I just remember playing mostly the skating aspect a lot.
Well, yeah, because it was the only thing that was free roam. Everything else you had to actually, like, compete.
Yeah. And there was also, like, it gave you the option to, like, with most Barbie games, dress her up, change your makeup and hairstyle.
Yeah, you had to customize your skating equipment.
Yeah. But I remember playing that one a lot, and I remember I had a lot of fun with it. Even if it was mostly just the skating one, I just remember playing it all the time.
I remember that one.
Let's see. trying to see. That's the PlayStation. We didn't play the second Detective Barbie movie. Ah, this one. Barbie Magic Genie in a Bottle. This came with an actual genie bottle that you had to like plug into the computer via the port in like the back.
So I remember that because I had the Tonka equivalent, which had like the drill.
Yeah, it's so funny looking at like the, because now something like this would be a USB, but before we didn't have that.
Yeah, you use one of those fucking connect. I remember because you could only play that game on Mom's computer because our computers didn't have it because funny, the Barbie computer doesn't have the port to play a Barbie game.
No. Why would it?
Wasn't it like a side scroller?
Genie game. I'm looking it up now.
Well, there's two. There's
Genie game. Genie PC game. Maybe it was. You know what it was? I think it might have been more of a. Might have been point and click adventure.
Maybe. I remember that genie bottle because it ended up just being a freaking lawn ornament on your desk for years.
Well, I don't think it worked very well. I think it was more of a point and click adventure. We were going around and like completing tasks and stuff.
Oh god, this looks terrible.
Yeah. I mean, but for the time, it looked decent. You know.
Maybe. When did this come out?
Let's see. This came out in 2000.
Yeah, okay, I guess that's acceptable.
Yeah. It was a different time.
Also, PC games were different then.
But that one always made me laugh because the whole thing was just based off the whole gimmick of like having the genie bottle. And like that was mostly people were buying it just to have that as a desk ornament. Not to play the actual game, but to just have that item.
What did the genie bottle even do?
I don't remember.
At least like the Tonka drill actually drilled.
I don't think the genie bottle even did anything, to be honest. Like, I think it might have did something. Well, I think it was like whenever you needed to call on the genie's powers or something, that's what you would like use the bottle. But like,
yeah.
It was a game. It like happened, you know. Oh, I remember this one. Oh, I freaking loved this one too. The next one we're gonna talk about, it's Barbie as the Princess Bride. I remember this one. Hold on, I remember this one especially because it let you make the wedding cake, and I would just make these like ugly wedding cake. Like, let me see. But I also remember it was very like off model to like some of the other Barbie games. Like, she didn't look like the normal. Like, it wasn't a 3D. They had her as a 2D. Like, see, like it was a 2D design.
Oh yeah, that one. That one that looks like really bootleggy.
Yeah, it definitely didn't look like the normal Barbie games. Like, see, like not the normal.
Wait, isn't that the one that had like the mirror? Yeah, the mirror. I remember this one.
Yeah.
Because it was like you had to keep like doing things and like you pointed and clicked. I always remember it being super uncanny looking.
Yeah. But I freaking loved it.
Oh yeah, you played
so
the shit out of it.
Freaking fun with this one because like you were able to like dress Barbie up in her wedding gown and flowers and decorate the wedding, and then you did like the wedding cake as well. And I believe it was like the magic mirror. You had to like you had the stones on it, and you had to unlock all the stones in order for her to have her wedding day.
Yeah, and I remember because the prince kept appearing the more you played.
Yeah. And like some of it was like you had to bake. Oh yeah, you had to like make the cake, and you had to.
She has
like,
to make her own wedding
cake. Make her own wedding cake. But you could make like ugly shit like this. Like it would just be so.
And Barbie
ugly.
would be so happy with it. She'd be like, perfect.
Yeah, Barbie would be so happy, and you got to like. I remember this one though was so fun. I loved this one. Like
you're having a nostalgia trip right now.
I am. Like I want to try and figure out how to play it again. Like I freaking loved this one so much. And of course it had like the matching dolls, matching Barbie and Ken doll with the mirror as well.
See, what's funny is because I also remember the Barbie Sleeping Beauty game that was around at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And it was basically just a rip-off of Sleeping Beauty.
Yeah, I don't know if I had that one.
I think you did, because I think it came with something.
Oh, well, the next one we're gonna talk about is Barbie Explorer.
Oh yeah, the one. Yeah, because I remember this one because you couldn't get past the first level.
And this one I had. This one was PC and
PlayStation.
PS1. I believe I had the PC version.
You did.
Yeah, and I was like, how old was I?
What year did it come out?
It came out in the year 2001. So
So
I was only 5.
5.
I was 5, so, I mean, I think it's okay that I wasn't the greatest at this game.
Well, because it's a full-on 3D platformer.
Yeah.
It's actually very Crash Bandicoot-like.
Yeah, it is. I'm actually going to mention that.
I actually kind of want to track this down now. Just to
There's
see.
a PlayStation version, too. So, I mean, you obviously could.
It looks like shit, but I kind of want to play it. I don't know why.
Yeah. Just to experience it. No.
Oh, it's totally Crash Bandicoot. Look at that.
Yeah.
That's totally
Elephants.
Crash Bandicoot. As she gets wrecked by an elephant. That's great.
Good.
What is this game?
Good.
Yeah, you played a good amount of that one.
Now I'm trying to see what else I had, because I'm sure there's probably more that I did have that, like, I just
You had the horse
don't.
adventure game.
Horse Adventure. We already talked about that one.
No, there was another one.
Oh, which one? There's Blue Ribbon Race. There's Mystery. It was the PC one.
Yes. You had that one. That was the one that was full
Mystery
3D.
Rides. Yeah, I think this one too was like, you were like a detective.
Well,
like,
you were looking for a lost horse that was kidnapped.
Yeah, someone like stole the horse.
And I always
yeah.
remember because you could get off the horse and walk around and then get back on the horse and ride around just freely.
Oh, yep. I'm complete. Oh my god.
Ooh.
It looks so ugly. Oh my god. But like all the other games, you know, you were able to decorate Barbie and the horse and like you're sort of, wow, that's such a bad looking. Yeah, I remember this one a lot. I played this one a lot too. Cuz I think like the other like Putt Putt and the other ones, like it kind of gave you a different story each time. But yeah, that one was fun too. There were a lot of like they had a lot of different Barbie games. Like I always forget about. I don't know if I had Secret Agent. I don't think I really had any.
But real quick, guys, we're gonna take a quick break and we'll be right back.
Woo.
And we're back.
We're back, and we're still talking about Barbie. So next game that I had was Barbie Mermaid Adventure, which really all it was just it had a Barbie dress up game, but she was a mermaid, and it was a compilation of a bunch of mini games. So like that one where it's like you have the paddle at the bottom and you're just bouncing the ball to like hit things. Had like a Simon game. It had like
So it was like every one of these games. I swear, so many things. They were like, "Here's a product. Just make it a mini game collection.
yeah.
Just make all the mini games the same in every single." It's like those freaking Phoenix games.
Yeah, I mean honestly,
Only not as cringe,
not
depending
as
on how you ask.
crappy. Yeah.
Depending on who you ask.
In Barbie. So that's basically what this one was. It was just a bunch of mini games mostly. I don't know if there was any story, but I don't think there was. I think it was just like, ooh, we're selling Barbie mermaid dolls. Let's put a little game. to
Make a
match
game.
with it.
There was a
Yeah.
movie adaptation too.
Yeah. So honestly, that was the truth. It really was just a bunch of sorry. But this next one that we're going to talk about, I actually played so much, and like it's another one that like if I can find it, I'm gonna bring it back because like
You just want to stream all
oh
of
my
these.
god, it was so fun. So the next one is it's Barbie fashion show.
This one sounds familiar, but I don't remember it.
So what was fun about this one was it basically like you were a fashion designer and you had to design all the clothing for like different collections, and you had to like style the Barbies as well, like give them hair styling as well. But basically, like what was cool about this one was that like throughout the story, like you're doing like I think you do like 10 fashion shows, and each one has like a different theme. So you have to design your outfits. Like they'll give you like different designs and patterns and stuff to work with based off the theme. And I remember vividly there was one. It was like the future of fashion. It was like these weird, like outrageous, like outfits that it's so funny looking at now because like the future of fashion when this came out was probably what we're living in now, and it's like no one dresses like that.
Well, yeah, because I mean, this came out early 2000s, I'm guessing.
Yeah, and it's so fun. Like I remember vividly, you got to pick the different hairstyles to go with the clothes that you designed. Oh my god, I would love to get my hands on whatever I made. And there was a lot to it because it was like you had to design, but then you could pick the models you wanted and then put them in the. It was very like high levelly detailed, you know, everything you were doing. So
I always remember too, like you would start all these games and like get to a certain point, get bored, and switch to another one.
Yeah.
So you were constantly just all over the place in these games.
I know this one though. I played a lot. Like I played it so much. Like I really loved this game. It was so fun to play and
Silly.
yeah, just like a good game, you know. So I would definitely play Fashion Show again. Like trying to see, and you know, I think that was like one of the last ones that I really.
Yeah, because
played.
by that point you were more into Bratz.
Yeah, at this point I was definitely more into Bratz, and the last, it looks like on this list that I see, like the last one that came out was 2015, which I don't know exactly right, but the fashion game came out in. That came out in 2004, and that actually seems about right, because I think that's when I started playing, like, the Bratz games.
Yeah, and you'd moved on to other things, and we had gotten upgraded from the Barbie and Hot Wheels computers by this point.
Yeah, because at this point we could start playing, like, Sims and stuff, and.
Windows XP became a thing.
Yeah.
Sims 2 was very popular at this point.
Oh, yeah.
God. But yeah, I remember those, like, there was a time where, like, you were obsessed with Barbie. Everything.
Well, and one thing, too, that was a big part of my childhood was the Barbie movies, which they made so many of them. Because I sent Bill a picture of all the movies. Yeah, there it is. Because the first one I ever watched was Barbie and the Nutcracker. And a lot of these Barbie movies were taking, like, fairy tales and putting the Barbie spin on them. So the Nutcracker was like for around Christmas time. That's
See, I always remember that one because Barbie's voice actor from most of the movies was Kelly Sheridan, who was Sango.
Yeah.
And I believe the Nutcracker was voiced by Kirby Morrow, who was Moroku.
Oh, that's funny.
I always remember that because it's just funny.
There was the Nutcracker, and then Rapunzel was the next one, and then.
These movies were
Lake.
weird and dark as shit too, by the way.
Oh yeah, a lot of them are dark. Like
the Swan Lake one was disturbing. I don't care what anyone
says. She turned into a swan and then like.
Yeah, the villains were like fucking weird.
I remember the villain girl, the daughter turned into a pig though at the end, and that was really funny.
I remember the main villain turned into an owl, alarm clock. Because like what?
And then after that was The Princess and the Pauper, which that one was fun. And it's funny now looking because, like, there's even, like, TikToks that use, like, sound bits from that movie that came out, like, how many years ago?
TikTok just takes things from, like, the past and then makes people think they're new.
And then Magic of Pegasus, I remember that one. The 12 Dancing Princesses, I remember that one. Don't remember Christmas Carol or Starlight. I remember the Fairytopia ones. Remember the little thing called Bibble? It was that little blue thing? Looking back at some of the photos from those, like, you're like, ugh, these look horrible.
What's worse, though, is you used to watch these on repeat.
Yeah, because it's freaking awesome.
Like, my childhood was either, when I wasn't playing video games, was literally Alex watching Barbie movies or Sailor Moon.
Yeah. No, and I mean, some of these were good, like Fairytopia, Mermaidia, and the Magic of the Rainbow, that series, like, they were pretty freaking awesome. I never watched the Mariposa ones. I remember the Island Princess, that one was fun, and I think that one was, like, an original story, too, but there were some
What, you mean
good...
none of these are original stories?
No, they're based off fairy tales. Dummy.
But we need to milk these for all they're worth to make money.
I saw this when I was scrolling and I hated it. I just made Bill laugh.
She's looking at texts.
Well, I'm remembering the stuff I've sent him, and I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that. Oh, look at my baby. Why is she so cute? I'm sorry, she's so cute. I can't help it. Yeah, but Barbie games, and there might have been more.
Didn't Barbie have a TV series? No.
Probably. I don't know.
Do you remember when they redesigned Barbie to be more like Bratz?
Well, so it wasn't really that. I guess we can talk about this because it was Barbie-esque. They had, Barbie made like these things called the My Scene dolls, and it was basically their way to combat the Bratz dolls, because Bratz were stylish, they were hip, they were funky, they had like more outrageous outfits and stuff. I guess, I don't know.
They had giant heads and removable feet.
And also, they were also like, the best way to describe some of their clothes were slutty, I guess you could say.
Yeah, early 2000s.
They were very, they were.
It was the beginning of like young girls looking like 40-year-olds.
Yeah, honestly, and that was kind of the thing. But so My Scene was like the way Barbie like combated that, but then eventually Barbie was just like, all right, we're Barbies and they're Brats, and
we're gonna sue them and get them taken off the market,
Yeah, that did.
That
happen.
happened.
So that happened, but at first they tried My Scenes, and they were just.
I always remember because there was like this My Scenes animated like mini movie that you had.
There was two. There was one. It was like the fashion masquerade where they did like a fashion show with animals. But then there was another one where it was they were in My Scene Goes Hollywood, where they were in a movie, and Lindsay Lohan was in it.
Of course she was. She was in
Lindsay
everything.
Lohan was in so much like random shit. Like
because she was not. This is before she went off the rails.
Yeah, but she was in a My Scene movie. And actually, I remember that movie actually wasn't that bad. Like, in the animation, so rather than, like, the 3D animation that Barbie
and, like, the
Bratz did, it did 2D animation. And I think it almost actually played into it. It made it more lasting, Like,
well, there was that one animated Bratz film, too.
Yeah, there was one. But for the most part...
You used to watch that on repeat all the time, too.
Oh, yeah.
You watched all of these.
We're not talking about Bratz right now, Bill. We're talking about Barbie.
Have they ever done a live-action Barbie movie? Or no, aren't they doing that now?
Yeah!
I just thought about that.
They are doing that. So that's kind of... that's kind of funny now to talk about. But yeah, they are.
I'm actually surprised it took them this long, but maybe they they remembered the Bratz live-action movie happened, and they realized... Maybe we shouldn't do this.
I think that might have actually been part of it, but...
That movie was a fucking dumpster fire.
It was bad. It was a bad
There was
movie.
nothing good about that.
It was a bad
I think the director took it just because they thought they wanted to make a dumpster fire of a film.
think there was also problems with the director. Like, there was multiple directors, too.
I think the one that ended up doing it only did it because they thought it was going to be trash and they thought it would be fun.
And it was.
Yeah, that movie's garbage. There's so many things about it.
But yeah, there is a Barbie movie coming out. It's with like Margot Robbie is like Barbie, but like I know Will Ferrell's also in it. But I know it's not going to be like your classic take on Barbie. It's definitely going to be weird.
No, it's going to be a modernized version.
It looks interesting though. I kind of want to see it.
I bet you do.
Barbie.
You want to rewatch all those movies and play the video games now.
I do. I really want to, especially that fashion designer one. I want to play it so badly.
Because it's your childhood.
It is. I kind of forgot how much I played those as a kid. So like looking back, it's like, oh wow.
It's weird because it was like it was either those or the Mary Kate and Ashley games.
Oh yeah,
I
those
remember those
existed too.
They had like 5 horseback riding games too, because there was like a shitload of horseback riding games for some reason.
Yeah, Barbie had a lot of she had a lot of weird games, but
She's also apparently a licensed detective, a horse person.
Barbie can be anything.
A genie,
Barbie is everything
mermaid.
and anything you want her to be.
Business tycoon.
Oh, you can buy. Oh, is it like a PC? I'm trying to see if I can buy Barbie. I really want to play it now. The fashion show game was so freaking fun. I'm gonna try and see if there's a.
She's looking up to find the games online now.
I want to play it so freaking badly.
Yep.
But anyways.
So which one was your favorite overall?
Oh, the fashion show one.
That one.
That one was I remember playing that one so much, and I loved it, and I had so much fun. Because you could just replay it and, like, go back and redo the fashion shows, and, like, it was so fun. And I love stuff like that. Like, that was my shit growing up. And honestly, it's still my shit. I still love decorating things and fashion, so I want to play it so badly.
Also, Detective Barbie. That one's one.
Well, that one was fun because I could get you to play it, and you didn't like hate the experience.
Well, because it was an adventure game, and those were fun, and they took time.
Yeah.
And I'd already finished the freaking Hot Wheels, like 7 Hot Wheels games by that point.
Yep.
Yeah. Other than that, I mean, you still want to watch all the movies.
Yes, I'd love to do a retrospective of all the movies. So, get ready for that.
See how well they've aged.
Yeah. Maybe we'll see if someone can, like, join us or something, too.
That would be something.
It would be a thing.
But, yeah, anyways, this was a bit of a micro episode, because Barbie. Barbie!
And because life is crazy right now, so we gotta
Then
put on
you're
our
about to
plate.
fall asleep.
Yeah, I am. We still gotta record one more.
But anyways, guys, once again, thanks for joining us on the Gaming and Collecting Podcast. The Gaming and
Beans!
The Gaming and Collecting Podcast can be found on all your major podcasting platforms, particularly Apple Podcast and Spotify. What?
Hey. Beans.
Oh, jeez. We were made on Anchor Podcast, and you can follow us on all your social media like Twitter, Instagram, Good Pods. Episodes it'll be on YouTube at some point whenever I can get around to it. And
Did they hear that?
who cares? And anyways, guys, once again, thanks for joining us, and we will see you all next time.
See you later. Make sure to play all the Barbie games and watch all the movies. Find them somewhere, and tell me where I can find them too. All right. Bye.